Hey guys, welcome back to Industrial Live. I'm Jeff Heine, and thanks for joining. I'm excited for our show today. We are talking about Q1 2020 Denver Industrial, trying a new format today. So we will see how this works. But I want to run you guys through some charts, and we're starting with a couple metrics to keep an eye on. The first one is the price of oil per barrel. We're at around $33 per barrel right now, which obviously is a great increase over the $17 per barrel that we were at in mid to late April, but still a long ways off from the $50 to $60 a barrel range that we were in for the year prior. Trying to get this thing to go away. There we go. Okay. So one more metric, 10-year treasury, just under 0.7%. This is about a historical low. Right now, we are looking at the 40-year chart, 40, and you can see it just keep going down, down, down. Looks like a trend to me. We will see if it can just keep going down forever. And here's a look at the 1-year chart. Dipped pretty much the same time as oil, which is interesting. Now, let's talk about some real estate numbers. And like I said, we're going to be looking at a bunch of charts today, a few sales comps, lease comps, and we'll start by talking about leasing. Now, in mid to late March, the end of Q1, when COVID-19 really hit the market, pretty much all the deals that were well underway got finished. And if you look at these numbers, 2020, Q1 of 2020, we absorbed over 500,000 square feet of product, which, all things said and done, is a good Q1 for us. Totally fine. And actually, the forecast for Q2 is expected to be even bigger than that. About 1 million square feet absorption is the CoStar estimate. So leasing activity is still continuing. For sure, we saw a decline in activity, particularly in late March into April, but pretty much since May has started back up, we've seen a significant uptick in leasing activity. And CoStar's expecting that to continue for essentially the next 5 years. So that's good news. On to the next one, we are looking at now the largest lease of Q1. Amazon leased up 700,000 square feet at the Majestic Commerce Center. This is new construction, 36-foot clears. Looks like a beautiful building. Congrats to everybody involved on that one. And this was signed in mid-March, really after the economy started shutting down. Obviously, Amazon has a lot of business right now. So on to the next one, we are looking at market rent growth right here. Yellow is Denver, blue is the United States. And back in 15, 16, the heyday of industrial rent growth in Denver, we were seeing rent growth between 7 as high as 9% a year over year. And in Q1 2020, we saw a very healthy 3.5%. Now that is expected to continue to slow and even move here into negative territory, which would translate to a decrease in average price per square foot for rentals. So let's take a look at what that chart looks like. I think this helps give off the big picture a little bit better. We've just been going straight up for the past 7-10 years or so, and we're expected to get a decline. We haven't really seen that on the streets yet, but most people are expecting it, which could potentially lose us 12 to 18 months of rent growth from the past year and a half or so before we catch back up to where we're at now, probably mid to late 2021, and then exceed those numbers. And looking at vacancy rate. So we are right here in Q1 2020. Logistics vacancy has been ticking up because all the new construction recently. Denver is at 5.4% metro-wide. And the real story here, I think, is flex vacancy. Now below Denver and logistics at 5.1%. And if you look 8-10 years back, flex vacancy used to be almost double the Denver average. So there hasn't really been a whole lot of new construction for flex product. It'll be interesting to see if that changes. Okay, now talking sales numbers. So the orange numbers here are sales volume. Blue number is average price per square foot. And we had a pretty darn good Q1 2020. You can see that the price per square foot has leveled out, but volume was one of our best quarters ever. So nothing to be concerned about there. Let's see, the 2020 Q2 numbers are obviously not in yet, but we're still seeing transactions. They've slowed down significantly for sure. They've been a little bit erratic, and we're going to take a look at that in just a minute. But the forecast is for average price per square foot to decline 10 to 20%. And this is sort of what we're hearing on the streets in terms of institutional buyers making institutional transactions. They're going at about a 20% discount to pre-COVID prices. That's not always the case, but let's take a deeper dive here. 5,000 Lima Street sold in mid-April for $11.5 million at $76 per square foot. This caught my eye as a particularly low number. Now, that being said, it's an older building, 1973 construction, and it's larger, 151,000 square feet. It was 100% leased to a single tenant. Blackstone bought it, or excuse me, Black Creek. And, I was curious about that $76 per square foot number, so I ran a quick analytics report. And if we look at properties, industrial properties in the area that have sold in the past 2 years between 50,000 feet and 250,000 feet, and then run the analytics, we can see that the average price per square foot for a comparable building is $112 per square foot, which is below the Denver metro average, but $76 per square foot is about 30% below that. So, of course, it's possible that there were other factors involved, maybe below market rents, could be a million other things, but it would seem that the current state of the economy had a part to play in that one. Now, another look at a sales comp, 12290 West Alameda just sold in April as well. Now, this is a 5,000 square foot property, almost on a 1.5 acre lot. It has a great yard, and it just sold for just about $1.5 million, $328 per square foot. That's pretty much the high water mark for a similar property like that. Obviously, something like this, small to mid-sized properties with great yards are in high demand right now. And this looks like a really nice one. So let's see. This is the brochure. Cushman Wakefield listed it. Congrats to everybody involved. Here you can see the office, little warehouse, and this really nice fenced yard in the back. Interior looks like it has a really high quality finish. So no doubt owner user found this. It was exactly what they were looking for, and they pulled the trigger on that. No shame in that, but that's just to show you guys how all over the place sales numbers in particular have been the past month or two. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you found this useful. Uh, Let me know your thoughts, comments. Look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Take care.